good do you feel about just what you have to do to prepare for this season, just in the routine that you need to get into?
I feel good. Again, I'm not gonna be like a fortune or anything, but I think we're finally feel really good in a spot. I think the team and I understand kind of what we need to do. We're on the same page. Trust is a big thing. And then, like I said, kind of finally having an off season, not having surgeries, the ability to let everything kind of calm down, settle in, train, put on muscle, protect the knee. I mean, I'm very grateful and thankful for where I'm at, and I'm just kind of excited to see what happens. But I mean, football's football. It's not like the healthiest thing in the world, so we'll see when we get out there.
You were obviously damn good when you played last year, so you're going to practice during camp, and you talk about the off season. I mean, how much better of a football player should you be? Not you got to actually act like a football player.
I don't know. I got age working against me too now, so it's like double edged. I mean, I've always said this. I have expectations for myself and how I want to play. Anytime I go out there, I want to put my brand of ball out there. And, different year, but kind of same goals always apply with me and what I want to set out there. So when I'm out there, I kind of want to put my standard, my brand.
There's been some of those top players lists, which used to be a staple of it or not. Now, does that kind of stuff push you off, or is that just whatever? You shrug your shoulders at it?
Probably a little bit, but I mean, I think the older you get, you can kind of get a little bit wiser. You kind of understands. There's a lot more that goes into it than just pure talent, and for me, the biggest thing is say, what do your peers say? How do they really feel? And when I mean peers, is like your actual peers when you talk to them in person. So, sure, I mean a tiny bit, but there's so many other things that go into the list. I mean, I've heard the best part of the older I've gotten, I've heard so many other ways of how the list get and everything on anyone's list. Not talking one specific, but how they get made, and I think that part's funny, but. I think the main thing for players is you should definitely work to make yourself undeniable to be on that list, no matter what. Because obviously, if you're on multiple lists, clearly you're doing something right.
Dave, what's the vibe on this team, do you think?
I mean, young, chill, listen to some good music, throw some dice, laugh. No, the vibe's fun. I'm assuming you're talking about all the new faces and everything like that. I have a good time. Guys are smiling. Guys are having fun. Guys are figuring out, what it's like to be a Green Bay Packer, to play in the NFL. I think it's just kind of fun, kind of just seeing how people go about their business. There's a lot of new faces, so I've had a good time so far. I mean, again, it's early in camp, but it's been fun.
So since a couple of your old best friends are gone, who are your new best friends?
I'm not a guy who just has a bunch of best friends. I know Tom likes to always, he's like a chameleon over here. For me, I got my homies. Other than that, I got good friends. The show goes on, life goes on. You find other people to hang out with. But I mean, I found my way to hang out with these kids. They still kind of find me a little young and hip from time to time. I get them to laugh, so that's always my good MO. If I can still make people laugh, then I'm right. If I'm not making you laugh, then clearly I'm too out of touch.
You have your own kid to look out for now.
Oh yeah, no, I make her
How
laugh
has
no
that
matter what.
been, having her here?
Oh, great. I mean, anytime I get to see her, because these days get a little long, so it's nice to see her at practice, and then I get to see her a little bit when I get home.
You're going to practice tomorrow?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey Dave, what do you think, back here, can't take it. What do you think your support means to Jordan and your leadership means to him specifically?
I'd have to ask him.
What do you hope it means to him?
I hope it means something, and I hope it means a lot. Then, I mean, if he doesn't care what the hell I think, that's not a good sign. No, I've always had a good rapport with Jordan. We've had like kind of our talks throughout the past, and even when I broke my rib coming back, I was playing on scout team, getting some work with him, and so we have a little bit of chemistry that we've been talking through, and I'm just excited to see him go out there and play, kind of showcase to everyone, and as being a lineman to just go out there and support, help facilitate, and let the playmakers make plays. Let Jordan shine, let the wide receivers, get open to help them make a play. Let Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, crease and open up holes for them. Like that's what I'm just excited about. And that's, I think any lineman, that's what they love doing, just setting up their other teammates for success.
The message has been
Okay, I ignored it like twice.
Getting back to the idea of this, all pro is not just any of this kind of an exclusive one. You're on a heck of a run in 5 in a row before everything happened the last couple of years. What would it mean to you to get that back to get that?
I'd like that. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Are you up to it?
I mean, every year I am. I was up to it last year. I told you, the goals don't change. I mean, my standard's my standard. You know, I just have to control and make sure everything else is in line with that. I think that kind of words out of your mouth when I was out there. Play some good ball, but I just got to consistently make sure I can be out there to showcase and do that. And then after that, everything kind of takes care of itself.
I know there's a lot of respect for what Zach Thompson and rookie coming in week 7, obviously, being thrown in the fire, handling that
What
well.
was week 7? Buffalo? Washington?
Yeah. How different is it a year later, having gone through all those tests and trials, and where he's at now?
I mean, he always was pretty calm. Had an arrogance to him, which is good. You got to have a little too to kind of come in as a rookie. I mean, Elton had a lot to him. I definitely did too. I got a lot of older guys making fun of me as well. So I mean, he looks good. Definitely hasn't missed too many meals now. Finally, has a little weight to really help him out. But I think the comfort and the understanding of what it means to be a pro, the day-to-day operation, and then also now he knows the offense, so now taking that next step with kind of mastering the offense. I'm excited to see him continue to grow and play.
What does it look like when a rookie comes in and has some? What's that look like?
They got a chance?
How do you know, though? How do you know that, okay, this guy's a little cocky? Is it demeanor? Do they trash talk the veterans?
They don't get rattled as easy. And if they do, they're willing to kind of stick their nose out, which is good. Even though they know they're going to get bit, but they'll still stick their nose out, which is good.
I'm sure that went over well with Ryan.
Yeah, no. Different time.
When we talked to June or May or wherever the heck it was, you mentioned you used the Devonta line of writing your own story. What is your story going to be? Like, if you want to write your story, what's that story going to be from here on out?
Going out there playing my brand of ball, making my family, my wife, my daughter proud of what I'm able to do as a husband, as a father, make my family proud of what I'm able to do. Make sure my teammates appreciate the kind of player and the kind of man that I am, and the organization appreciates what I'm willing to do, and that's about how I want it to be. I don't have to be too specific. I think it's like, I can kind of talk about that another time, but I think that's the overarching theme that I want to have.
Dude, it's no secret it took Elton a little while to get back to form last year coming off the injury. Last time you guys were both healthy, it was the starting left side of the Pro Bowl offensive line. What have you seen out of him that makes you think you can both get back to that level, not just you?
Ability to stack weeks together. I can tell Elton a lot more confident in himself with his health, moving around really well. Kind of got a sour taste in his mouth, and his ability now to kind of come out, fire out, and come out and play starting week 1, which is nice for him. And then, now having to move around, and hopefully, I can always get in one spot and stay in one spot. I mean, it's just like him with team meetings. He can't help himself. He always is in a different seat every time. I feel like that's like what he is on Sundays. He can't just keep him in one spot. Sometimes the coaches and then what we need done with the line, but sometimes it's also just him. Dude, just so good. Just stay in one spot and everything will take care of itself. So I'm really excited to see what he can do and see what we can put together, what we string together. And like the theme I've kind of stated before, the standard's a standard. The brand of ball we want to put out there. Come hell or high water, rain or shine.
At the shareholders meeting, Mark Ruby's in front of 8,000 fans and says it's a young team. We're excited to see what they can do. And we hear Matt LaFleur saying, yeah, Jordan, it's his first year as a starter. There's a patience. It's like they're asking for patience. How do you feel about that as a veteran here, about what this team is capable of doing?
I think it's a big question mark. There's a lot of guys who haven't played a lot of football. That it's a new look, and that's exciting. because you don't really know what to expect. You know, when teams are even going to be scouting us, we can even say specifically on offense, you know, how much film are we really going to be able to look at? They got decades worth of film they can find some stuff on me and try and see, but you look at too many guys, you really don't know what they are capable of. And that's the part that's exciting. And you know, with it, I know having a young team, there's growing pains. I remember when I was a rookie, like you just have to mess up, which is fine. It's what you do once you do mess up and how you respond to it. I think that's the patience thing we're talking about now. The duration of time. I mean, who knows? Could be 2 weeks, could be 12 weeks. I mean, that's how this team can respond, the identity we establish as we go week in and week out.